Thank you, Tim. That was a nice introduction. Well, I'm honored to be here among such amazing company. I want to thank all the donors and the Chamber of Commerce who made this happen, the supporters, the faculty, the schools, the teachers, men of service, parents and students. You know, I have a message for the students today, and the message is to believe in hope, believe in better tomorrow, believe in yourself, believe in the greatness that's within you, that's far beyond your wildest imagination. I've been asked to come up here and share my story of success, and again, I'm humbled. It's a long journey, and it's a testimony of the amazing opportunities of this country, and grateful every single morning to wake up for where we are today, this wonderful land of America. So I'll share a little bit of my upbringing, because not everything was rosy and peachy as it is right now for me. The first 14 years of my life, I was in a very dark place. I grew up in a war-torn country in Beirut, Lebanon, and things were pretty challenging on many levels. It's a beautiful country, but it fell into turmoil. And there could be days where we're enjoying dinner like this, or I'm in school and bombing would just erupt out of nowhere, and we'd duck and hide for cover, run home, count my 3 brothers, and hide in the closest part of the house where we have most walls around us for shelter. That would last for a couple of hours, and it may stop. Other times would go on for many, many hours beyond that. When it goes on to more than 8 hours, 9 hours, we would run downstairs in the 4-story building, run out the building. 2 buildings over, there was a makeshift bomb shelter, which was basically a submerged parking structure, partly submerged, and we put sandbags around all sides of the buildings, and about 200 people from the neighborhood would hide there in a very dark place, both physically, emotionally, on every level. Those nights were long. Actually, maybe a few years ago, I was asking my brother, how long were we down there for? And again, this was between the age of 7 and 14 for me. And he said, well, what do you remember? I said, I don't know, maybe a week or 2. He said, well, we were twice down there more than 3 months. And one time we were down there for 7 months. Sorry if my message is a little bit raw, but I just want to share just the beauty of life and what we have here to appreciate. Things were very tough. No water, no electricity, and of course no food. It's funny, when COVID hit, people running for toilet paper. I'm like, I want to go get bread. Who cares about toilet paper? So, well, bread was the only thing we could live on, and that runs out. Luckily, the people fighting each other, they'd run out of bombs also, so every 3-4 days they stop. They do a timeout, mutual timeout ceasefire to reload all their ammunition, and in those few hours, we would come out of the ground, out of the hiding to find food. My older brother and I, our job was to go and stand in the baker's line, and the baker just turning on, because flour is the only thing that could survive in months of that season, and some of it would have gone bad, but regardless, you make bread out of it. And we're standing in line waiting for bread at the age of 12, and he was 14, and 2 hours later, we're either back in the bomb shelter with a loaf of bread, or we're standing outside. We have to decide, do we stay in line under the heat of the fire, or do we run home without food? And at times we ran, and at times we stayed. That's very dark. The darkness is so heavy that I don't know if you could find even a pinhole of light of life to live for. And though as a child, I remember enjoying sketching and doing things that to play and just try to be me and who I am made to be. But for most of my life in that time period, my dream was squashed to just simply live a day and see tomorrow. And so, being able to dream, be here and dream, and all those young, amazing students, and just my message to you is that dream all that you can. There's hope. There's always a better tomorrow. It took my dad about 9 years to get all the paperwork going to bring us to the United States. Very challenging, year after year, denial, but in 1990, we got approval to make it here. And we landed in Elyas. I was here at 14, and it was awesome because this is heaven. We've lived about seeing heaven. Funny story, learning English. I went to a private American school in Lebanon, but to learn the socialness of the American culture, when we did have electricity, what was on TV to learn about American culture was Al Bundy married with children. Truth. Getting adapted into the community here was survival, not in the sense that, because I don't think I had the emotional strength to kind of connect. And we all want belonging, we want acceptance, we want love. And I think all of life will live for belonging and acceptance. And a lot of us, I guess, I sought success in business looking for belonging and looking for acceptance and love. And I just want to share with the students that success is fantastic to go after, but it doesn't get you belonging and acceptance and love. In a matter of fact, the higher you rise, the more alone you may be. And so it is important to pair your drive for success with a connection of purpose and belonging that may bring you into a bigger community. And so as I launched Elyas Steel Windows and Doors about 10 years ago, and this is my third business in entrepreneurship, it's all about tapping into your inner purpose and living that passionately. And my passion was bringing art back into the workplace and design things that it's just kind of coming from the heart. So I have a lot of passion for artistic designs, and I have an amazing team of 120 team members that work at Euroline. We're local manufacturers. But along with that is how to create the community within the workplace so that we have support and we're encouraged and inspired to move forward and be who we are. Each of you in this room is a one-of-a-kind, extraordinary person. There's not a single person like you. There's not a single person ever lived, nor will ever live, that will be like you. And it's about being you, being bold and finding your passion. And the journey of business is challenging as heck, fun, adventure. And I think there's a quote by somebody that says that what's far more important than the destination of any journey is who you're becoming along the way. And business has a way of molding us, and the world has a way of molding us. Up until about 2012, I was very passionate about creating amazing products and doing beautiful things, but that's where a shift started to happen within me as a person, as I started learning how to trust and be more vulnerable, is learning how to balance my passion for business. And I realized something's empty here. What's missing is compassion for people. And you can go full passion for business and your careers, and you should. But if you go all passion, you're gonna end up in a very lonely place. You need compassion to connect with others. So passion is awesome, balance it with compassion so that you could have your community and your support and go where you wanna go. Another quote by John Maxwell, amazing leadership coach. You get what you want in life when you help enough people get what they want in life. And applying that into each of our world, whether it is business, because hey, you could systemize helping people. Once you figure out how to systemize helping people, that's a business. And that's how it works that way. So just learning how to be you, follow your heart, and there's nobody like you, so you can't see who you are in another person. So trying to fit in isn't going to take you to live your purpose. So how do you find who you are without comparing yourself to others? Not an easy one at all. I'm 46, I'm still learning how to do that. It's not about fitting in. You don't have to fit in. You don't have to mold yourself to fit in somewhere. I think you just gotta be you. And through being you, only through being honest with being you, you could ever feel a sense of belonging. Brene Brown is a fantastic book writer about vulnerability and empathy. Not an easy subject for a man, especially my upbringing in Lebanon, Beirut. But she talks a lot about belonging, and it's all about being transparent with who you really are. Because even if you do have a group you belong to, but it's not you, you are not honest with yourself, and that won't give you a sense of belonging. One big message also I'm still learning, is to truly be you, it is important to spend time learning how to love yourself. And I think through loving yourself, you could honor the purpose within you and drive yourself to just be you and honor others as well. Great minds, you have great journeys ahead. Despite the challenges you're seeing from COVID, from the environment, the political, the bipartisan, all that stuff, there's a lot of bad stuff out there that discourage you. That should not discourage you. There's always a better tomorrow. You gotta hold on to the hope. Sometimes it could be a pinhole in a dark world, but just stay focused on the pinhole, on the light, and follow it through. Be you, believe in yourself, love yourself, live passionately, and serve others. You get what you want in life when you help enough people get what they want in life. Thank you, everybody.